Hello and welcome to the Corona Aster Alchemy community. And I'm Corona Aster. So good to have you. Welcome back. Thank you for joining if you're new to my channel. And I have my little Senti guest here in the corner here. So makes me very happy. He's been purring. It's so sweet. So, yeah, I'm here to talk to you today about the eclipse energies. We are just past our lunar eclipse, and it is actually Sunday, the 16th of March, as I am recording this video. And I wanted to share with you the Chinese astrology and the Vedic astrology today for the next week or so, and also just kind of reviewing back to even the beginning of March and just some different energies that have been affecting us and that are currently affecting us. So, of course, we are still in this eclipse energy. We're in an eclipse portal. Some people have, said that that's just the time in between the eclipses. From what I have learned from one of my teachers, Ksenia, she has said that it's always 3 weeks before the first eclipse and then 3 weeks after that there's this whole eclipse window. So we have definitely been in this energy for some time. And what's the important thing for us to remember is that during this time, definitely unexpected things can happen, fated events will happen. So we can often meet people that we're supposed to, and or have opportunities that can happen that can help us further our career, further whatever it is, our education, our relationships, all of these things can be enhanced or increased. Of course, there's always things that can fall apart as well. And that is definitely a part of eclipse season, as far as relationships can dissolve during these times. So we may be seeing a little bit more of that for this particular eclipse as we are also in Venus retrograde, and we have been having that Venus retrograde uh, since I believe sorry, I'm looking at my notes here. I believe it was the beginning of March. I know um, Venus stationed retrograde on March 1st into Pisces. So I'm trying to remember. It might have been a little bit before that it went. Yeah, anyway, never mind. So anyway, I was just trying to remember, yeah, what was going on with Venus right before that. But so yeah, we've been in this. Well, so, we had the shadow period is what I was thinking. So, a little bit before the beginning of March, we started to feel this energy, and Venus has to do with our close relationships. So it's not often or not as often like just our friendships. That's more Geminian energy. But this is in particular is going to rule our love relationships. So if we have a partner, if we're in, dating, if we're in any kind of romantic relationship, it will affect that a little bit more. And it also rules beauty. The planet of Venus rules beauty and our values and our worth. So definitely all of these things are up for review. A lot of people are questioning and feeling into their worthiness and working on, different skill sets to build that if they are noticing that they're feeling a lack. So that is something that I definitely encourage all of us to do. I also am an empowerment and alignment coach. So if you are interested in my group, I will share a little bit more of that at the very end, but that is also something that I help people with. And we definitely work on increasing our self-worth in my group, along with a lot of other things. So I teach the 4 pillars on mindset, body, energy, and know thyself alchemy. And so the energy is, again, just like these energies that I'm talking about here, where I'm helping people to understand more of the daily, weekly energies, as well as, just all these other influences in the world. So often from an astrological viewpoint, but we also talk about, being an empath or a sensitive person, as many people that I work with are those things, just like I am. So yeah, so back to so we have the other retrograde of Mercury besides this Venus retrograde. The we just actually stationed Mercury into retrograde with Mercury 2 days ago on the 14th. So we are still in a strong energy of that. And Mercury retrograde, when it stations, again, with that intensification of the planet Mercury, it's going to affect our thinking patterns and our communication patterns. And so I think we hear a lot about communication, but I also really want us to be aware of that there are a lot of cognitive errors that come up during Mercury retrograde times, and where we, can just be thinking, negatively, or we can be making assumptions and, creating stories, and just some of these, things that we do, as all of us struggle with from time to time. And so that is just something for us to keep in mind, that we want to be aware of, as well as, of course, yeah, just knowing that, communication can be a little bit off, and, sometimes we might not hear from somebody, and to just make sure that we're, following up with people to see, like, hey, did you get my message? And, um, just making sure that an email got sent through, and then also making sure that we're sending the email out to the right person, or the message out to the right person. That's, definitely something else we want to make sure we're being very careful with signing any documents, really reading over anything. If we want to do that during Mercury retrograde, we still can. I definitely recommend utilizing your best energy days, and that is something that I have. I help people with their strength-based dates, knowing the best days for you to plan things, whether it's travel, whether it's business related, marketing, networking. And yeah, we definitely want to use those best energies so that we can make sure that, yeah, we're not wasting our time, and we're also going to be seen and heard, and, things are going to come into alignment, and there's just more ease. Of course, we also know that travel can be interrupted during Mercury retrograde times. And, just know that it doesn't mean that you can't travel at all. Just be prepared for technology issues to arise, and, have your book on hand so that you can relax. If you do have to fly, you may be stuck at the airport a little bit more longer than you'd like. So, plan for delays. Just know that, things come up that we often have no control over. Um, Speaking of which, I just had a pop-up of a memory from like 12 years ago or something on my computer that was really random. Anyway, yeah, so uh, let's see. Yeah, so I guess, because on that note, it was a picture of an ex of mine from, again, a very long time ago. So with that, I'm just gonna travel back to the Venus retrograde really quickly to say that we may be reflecting on old relationships, and even some old, people. Those relationships could come back into our life for whatever reason. As far as, there could just be a conversation that takes place, or we just may, see that person again, or we may have more communication with them. Not, but that is just something that, if it's wanted, or even if it's not wanted, it just could happen. They may reach out of the blue asking for something, or um, needing and having a question, whatever, reflecting on possibly, wanting some closure, maybe perhaps if there wasn't enough. So that's something that could always occur during Venus retrograde, and we can be really questioning again our current love relationship. So, if our relationship is struggling, then, if there is some rockiness, we have the opportunity to build that through, more conscious communication, through deeper listening, through really, being mindful of one another, of, sharing intimacy and I mean that in more of like the, sharing like important conversations, and sharing your needs, and your values, and really, finding that way to become closer, to, work through those difficult things, so that, the relationship will make it through this retrograde time. Will be retrograde for about, I think it's 5 or 6 weeks. So it'll be, I believe, into the middle of April, before it will station to go forward. So we've got this energy for a little while longer, but we are about halfway through. So that's the good news. And then we do have some other beautiful energy of so we have what's called mutual reception, where um, a planet is in a sign and then another planet is in a sign, and those signs are sharing, are kind of almost like swapping their favorite signs that are correlated to their planets. So we have that mutual reception with Mercury in Pisces, and that's been since March 1st that Mercury went into Pisces and Jupiter in Taurus. And so um, Jupiter is ruled by, or Pisces is ruled by Jupiter, and Mercury is ruled, well, excuse me. Mercury is connected. Okay, now I'm having a brain blip. So I'm going to come back to that. I may have gotten something a little bit confused there, so I apologize. But let me travel ahead to or actually just share briefly too that once again we just had that lunar eclipse, and so we are in that eclipse energy. We're heading towards that solar eclipse on March 29th. So we're in this waxing energy. The moon was just in Virgo, and the moon being in Virgo is also very mercurial, Virgo being ruled by that planet. So it has also had us in our head a lot. We've been probably ruminating quite a bit, definitely a lot to consider and think over. And yeah, it could be a little bit intense even. So just know that we are coming out of that here on March 16th, going into the energies of Libra. As always, I do sidereal astrology, so just know that the energies are different if you're looking at the tropical Western astrology. But yeah, that is the reason that I switched over, because I started really following the moon in different energies and just noticing that I could see what I found to be more truth in that in the sidereal system, and that resonated more strongly for me. So I'll be curious if many people follow Western astrology, because there are so many more of those people out there. And I think that's kind of what led me in that direction, of course, initially in myself. Um, and I'm definitely curious, as some of you have followed me for some time, if you will feel, any resonance more with one or the other. And again, I don't really think there's any right or wrong. I think sometimes I can see accuracies in both, and there's often different planetary alignments that are different um, in each system, but then also allow it to make sense in a very similar fashion. So it's kind of fascinating. Also, sometimes it's like, yeah, I'll listen to something with Western astrology now, and I'm like, that just doesn't feel or make any sense to me. Again, it just isn't resonating. But again, there's no right or wrong. So um, I want to also share that we are also I mean, this is just such a huge time of change. We have some planets changing signs here very soon. So on March 19th, 3 days from now, we will have Uranus going into Taurus. Uranus is in Aries. Uranus in Aries has been very fast moving. There's been a lot of sudden things happening in a very quick way, especially for us here in the United States. We've been really noticing just, changing, changing, changing. So this is going to be quite monumental, because Uranus only changes signs every 7 years. So we are in a pivotal time. So we will be feeling this energy until like the end of 2031, I believe, somewhere in there. So it's yeah, going to be quite a long time that we will be feeling this Uranus and Taurus energy. We did actually have it the Uranus dipped into Taurus last year during July, and there were some pretty tough energies during that time. That was when there was the assassination of Trump, or excuse me, assassination attempt, as we know. So there are definitely sometimes some very shocking energies when Uranus is in Taurus, when there are some fixed stars that are in relation to this, and that's the Star of Algol and Aldebaran. Um, I can't remember what else, but the Pleiadian constellation, anyway, is also associated with this placement. So, anyway, I definitely know that there will be many big changes ahead in the coming year and next 7 years. Obviously, we know there's going to be changes no matter what, but Uranus rules shocking, sudden, unexpected events. And so we may be getting something happening very soon because of this stationing energy. So it's going to increase that energy happening. And so just know that this is a time to really get back to all of your earthing practices, whatever grounding practices, obviously, earthing, grounding, but also, what else grounds you? So, that's again why I have my four pillars that I work with people on is that there's, this nutrition piece that we need to be really aware of, like being very mindful of eating really healthy foods, organic, non-GMO, drinking plenty of water during this time, making sure we get a little sea salt water in the first thing in the morning to help with our nervous system. Again, getting out earthing helps us with our nervous system, getting outside to walk so that we can, enjoy that fresh air. We are electrical beings. We need to make sure we're taking time outside. A lot of us have to be in front of these computers or um, you know, inside often throughout our day working. And so, yeah, just take really good self-care right now. This is definitely going to be a time to focus on yourself, really work on your shielding. And I do have a free grounding and protection video. I will also share that down below so you can find that if you would like. This was one I went by Tanya Augusta. That Tanya is my legal name, so just know that some of my old videos still, are say the Tanya Augusta Alchemy Community. So that's still me. Obviously, you'll see my face. I started my channel in 2018, so it's kind of exciting that it's already been over 6 years now that I've been here on YouTube. So anyway, that's just a little tangent, but yeah, big changes in the world. This is also, yeah, definitely going to be affecting the US. When Uranus goes into Taurus, we are going to see disruptions in the financial system. We will see disruptions in food and agriculture. So just know that these things are yeah, things to be aware of. And so if you have intuition, definitely use your intuition about, where to put your money, taking your money out of somewhere, etc. Making sure that, you're being safe. I think this is a great time to invest in silver and gold or, yeah, just be very careful. I haven't even talked about our stellium in Pisces, all the Piscean energy. I'm going to get to that very shortly. But yeah, there's that to be aware of as far as, the food changes and agriculture changes. I'm obviously we've been seeing some of that with the eggs and um there's word about the chicken now. So we definitely want to be, I think, moving towards hopefully gardening, and if we aren't already doing that, and homesteading, and or being in communities with people that can support us with some kind of food co-ops with local humanely raised animals for our food, and yeah, and just staying up on having some food storage is always a smart idea in my opinion. So yeah, and yes, so back to what we are experiencing right now with the energies. Let me share my screen actually for the current energies in just a moment as I get this up, but just so I can show all of these energies in the sign of Pisces. And we've been having most of these here for quite some time. So of course, the sun is now in Pisces, and that only happened a few days ago as of, again, the sidereal system. And I'm just getting it back to the 16th. I didn't quite have that in place. So, um, yeah, so yeah, and then what else? So, oh, sorry, one moment. Thank you for your patience. I'm going to close some other things out so I can share this with us all. Here we go. All right. So yeah, we've got the South Node or Rahu conjuncting the Sun right now. So here in Pisces. So we've got Neptune in Pisces, we've got the Venus, Mercury, and Chiron all in Pisces. So wow, this is, six planet stellium. This is huge, to have all this energy in Pisces. So, what does this mean for us? Well, it means that there is definitely a lot of confusion, for one, because with the Sun and Neptune being conjunct, I mean, Neptune is the planet of illusion, delusion, deception. It definitely also rules, the higher octave energies of spirituality and compassion and love. So, those things are being increased. So this is really beautiful, but also just as a whole, as we are all aware of and we've been feeling that there is a big sense of confusion in the world. And, just I think that there is a lot of deception, whether you're watching uh, regular media or alternative media. I think there's just so much crazy BS out there right now. I would be very wary to believe anything from anyone, from any side. I just honestly, I don't think that we can know. And I think, more truth is going to come out and be revealed in the coming days and weeks, but we're still going to yeah, I think be in the dark for a while until this Neptune energy moves out of Pisces and or it's just, not so close to the Sun and Rahu here. So, and Rahu, the South Node being in Pisces, this is also this is about our past. And so this is an opportunity for us to make good with the past energies that we come into this world with. So we have strengths that we have brought in individually. There's strengths collectively, or, even, again, most people that watch my channel are from the US at this time. So, we have this collective identity as US citizens. And that is definitely, something that is up for review. And so it's like, what do we want to bring forward, what kind of energies are we, wanting to bring? And, again, we want to bring in those higher octave spiritual energies. And so, just focus on that, but also know that, Pisces energy is also about, again, that illusion, but it's like it can be wanting to drown in our sorrows. It can be really wanting to just fade into using some kind of substances so that we can just block out what's really happening so we don't have to deal with things. And so we don't want to be lost in this fog and illusion that, we create in our own minds and our own lives. And we can do that even through, we could have no substances, but we can still do that through workaholism, too much media, just too much of something, anything. It could be even religion or spirituality. I mean, we need to have balance here as people. So, just looking at things, I guess I would say though, as far as Rahu goes, we kind of really need to look at our own personal charts to see, where, the energies are, where our Rahu is, our South Node is. We don't want to fall back into those old habits. We want to be going towards that North Node, that higher octave. The North Node is where we are evolving collectively. So, yeah, so I hope that that's, yeah, somewhat enlightening. And again, yeah, just with Venus and Mercury being in this Piscean energy, again, there's just kind of a fog, as I've already said, in our thinking, in our relationships, in our ability to communicate. And then with Chiron being in Pisces, again, being that wounded healer, we are also feeling yeah, just confusion and probably some frustration and sadness around the triggers that we're experiencing and or have experienced. Whatever traumas could be coming and resurfacing back for us. So it is a lot right now. So just be really gentle with yourself. Again, all those self-care practices I talked about, please go back to that. And this is getting, yeah, pretty lengthy, but I think the last thing that I wanted to share is that in about well, and actually, as we are having the solar eclipse, we will have Saturn entering Pisces, and so Saturn has been in Aries and it will be moving into Pisces. So this is also a big, huge transit. I mean, it goes into a new sign every 3 years. So we're definitely going to be feeling some big energy shifting. And we're already, again, should be feeling that because the planet of Saturn being um further away, we do start to feel that stationing energy. So we are already feeling that Saturn is that planet of hard work. And so we may be starting to see and feeling the reaping of the rewards of the hard work. If you've been putting in that extra effort into your career, into the things that you're passionate about, into the things that you love, the hard work into your family, your friendships, your relationships, those are going to pay off. Okay. So this is actually really beautiful as we are feeling this stationing energy, if it's your good karma basically coming back. So people get really scared about Saturnian energy. It certainly can be hard and difficult, but it also, again, when you put in that hard work, it will come back. So I personally love it for that. And oh, there's something really cool. On the 23rd, we will be able to see Saturn's rings. Um, it will look like it's appearing and disappearing. And this is a phenomenon that I guess happens only every 15 years. I've never seen this before. So anyway, if you have access to a telescope, get out and check that out on the 23rd. It's very exciting. And then also we should be able to see the aurora borealis during our partial solar eclipse on the 29th of March. And this moon will be in Pisces. So yeah. I will be talking more about that. I'll have a video out before then, if all goes well. And even if it doesn't go well, I will get a video when I can. So, and it's not always not going well when I'm not here. I just have a lot going on. So, I always want to share more videos, and I hope to be able to do that in the near future. But anyway, I want to switch really quickly now to the Chinese astrology. So, as we have been talking about, we are in this yin, um, excuse me, my brain's starting to fade a little bit here. Um, Yin wood, there we go, snake energy of the 2025. And this month is the yin earth rabbit energy. And so the energy of this is really bringing in a lot of intuition overall. Both the elements and the animals' energies are supporting more intuitive abilities. Um, there's going to be a lot of us working to gain more knowledge with this intuition and knowledge and wanting to, evolve spiritually. We are going to really gather more wisdom. So it is going to be a big time of change, but we are going to be using this beautiful intuition and wisdom to make the changes in our own lives, which are going to be very pivotal in our lives and in the world. So I just want to give you big props and kudos to doing the work because, we are making the change. And I think despite all of the chaos in the world and the negativity that we often see and we hear about, I think that we are still doing a beautiful job as humans, and we are evolving and coming into a better space. I will always be rooting for us, but I do feel and see that all the time. Feel very optimistic about it. And yeah, and again, this energy is very supportive of that. And so, yeah, again, March is heralding in some really big radical changes, as again, we will see with that Uranus and Taurus energies. But um, so this is a little bit from a different viewpoint. And yeah, there's going to be a desire for freedom. That's going to be a bigger one. This community and families energy is really strong this month. So really leaning into that, I think is going to be super important for us. So definitely, work on your support systems, creating that. And yeah, I think those are the big energies for the rabbit yin earth month for you. And as always, I do personal readings with Chinese astrology. I, again, have my strength-based dates that I mentioned earlier, where I can help you with your best astrology days and planning. And I have my coaching group, Your Embodied Hero's Journey, which will be beginning on the 25th of March. I have a new group forming. And so I'd love to share more with you. I do have a class coming up this Thursday through Marigold's Boise, Thursday at noon, if you would like to attend on a path to sovereignty and softening, where I share more about these four pillars and help you to, yeah, just become more empowered and aligned. And you can find out more about my coming group with that. And if that is something that could benefit you, group coaching is extremely affordable and also just really empowering to be in a community and, see and know that you are working through things together and knowing that you're not alone and just seeing and knowing that other people struggle in ways that you do too, can be very assuring, especially, just as we are culturally letting go of these old paradigms of competing and comparing and, playing small and, just all the limiting beliefs that we all carry. And that is something that I help us with in this coaching program. So, it's been super fun. I've had this coaching program since last September, and so I'm very thrilled to offer people to come into the group once again. So I would love to see you there. I will have again links below. And yeah, please share this video with a friend. Thank you for subscribing. Go ahead and make sure that you hit that like button and also leave me a comment. It really helps my channel to grow. I want to serve more people and help you all. So Senti is lying here on my lap, and he is sending his love. And I look forward to seeing you again next time. Again, thank you so much and for your time and your energy. It's very appreciated. I am so grateful to be sharing astrology. It is, one of my deepest passions, and I know how much it has benefited me and helps me make sense of the world, especially in these crazy times that we have been in for quite some time, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any easier. So, but we've got this. We're going to be great together in community and with our self-care practices. So take good care, and I will see you back here real soon.